Wrestler Bajrang Punia loses his semis bout to Azerbaijan contender. Bajrang to now fight for bronze tomorrow. All opposition party leaders join farmers' protest at Delhi's Jantar Mantar. Rahul leads the stir, says, "We stand against black laws by the Modi government." Centre refuses to answer questions on Pegasus, claims that the matter is still sub judice in the Supreme Court. Deadlock continues in Parliament. Flash floods in desert state Rajasthan leads to inundation in Kota, Baran and Jhalawar. More rain alert in 12 Rajasthan districts. And this is the big breaking story that India today broke just a moment ago. Big headway at the line of actual control in Ladakh in the 15-month standoff between India and China. The Indian and Chinese armies over the last few days have completed their disengagement at yet another friction point, the Gogra Post. After disengaging from Pangong and the Galwan Valley, this is the third friction area in eastern Ladakh from which Indian and Chinese troops have now pulled back. The Indian Army has issued a statement saying troops on both sides have returned to their permanent bases after 15 months in an eyeball-to-eyeball confrontation. The Gogra Post, which is in eastern Ladakh, north of the Pangong Lake, is a place where Indian and Chinese soldiers were very, very close together. There had been quite a bit of deployment by the Chinese army there, including artillery and hordes of troops and vehicles. And therefore, the disengagement from the Gogra Post is being seen as solid progress in the de-escalation of what has been the world's biggest military standoff, stretching for over 15 months now. India Today's Gaurav Sawant with us for this big news break. Gaurav, Pangong done, Galwan Valley done. Now the Gogra Post, only Hot Springs is remaining. It's reasonable to assume that that will happen not very long from now in the due course of time. But the Gogra Post, as you and I both reported last year and this year, Gaurav, was one of the most sensitive friction points where soldiers were very close. There were tanks deployed here. There were artillery deployed here. This was one point which was actually ripe for a confrontation. So this is really, really good news that the pullback has taken place here.
Shiv, you've hit the nail on its head. You're absolutely right. Gogra was a very sensitive friction point along the line of actual control. So about 830-kilometer long line of actual control from Depsang to Demchok, multiple friction points, but these three were a cause for grave concern. Of course, this was before India's QPQ operations that prompted China to pull back from both north and south bank of Pangong Tso. And after Galwan, that friction that had taken place where we lost 20 Braves and the Chinese, according to the Russians, lost 45. The Chinese withdrew from there and there was a buffer zone that was created. Gogra and Hot Spring, Patrol Point 17A and 15 remained. And this is where the situation in Gogra after the 12th round of Corps Commander talks was not just sorted out, but now has been verified. Both sides have verified withdrawal or pullback to permanent locations on either side. Not just that, Shiv, landform restored to original, which means whether there were bunkers or permanent defenses or RT locations or whatever else that had been created after May of last year, all of that is now restored to its original form.
Yes.
And both sides have moved back. Now, Hot Spring remains, of course, apart from Depsang. Now, Depsang predates last year's incident, so Depsang would be a separate dialogue. But here, this level of Corps Commander talks and perhaps subsequent ones will now be focused on Hot Spring. Others are sorted out.
Gaurav, thanks very much for that. Very, very important news break that we're bringing to you here on India today. The Gogra post becomes the third friction point. There are 4 friction points in total as part of the 2020 military standoff between both countries. This is the third friction point from which the Indian and Chinese armies have now disengaged successfully. They remain deployed in the area, but from the actual front lines, where they are just tens of meters literally from each other, they have now mutually pulled back to calm down tensions and de-escalate the situation. Long way ahead, but solid step forward. It's a decision that has quaked the sporting and political worlds in this country. Just as India celebrated its hockey heroes, the men yesterday, the women creating history as well at the Olympics, in Delhi, the Prime Minister pulled the switch on a huge announcement. From this day forward, he said, the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna, the nation's highest sporting honour, would be renamed after India's biggest and tallest hockey legend, Dhyan Chand. So what was once the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna is now the Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna. Take a look. His name adorns India's highest sporting honour, an honour that has been bestowed on leagues of sporting heroes. But after 3 decades, that has come to an end. From this day forward, the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna will be the Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna. As the nation celebrated the spectacular performance of both the men's and women's hockey teams at the Tokyo Olympics, Prime Minister Modi quaked India's political and sporting systems by making this tectonic announcement. Ascribing it to a wave of public demand over the years, the Prime Minister officially declared that the nation's highest sporting award was being renamed after the Indian hockey wizard and 3-time Olympic gold winner, Major Dhyan Chand. A wave of welcome and joy swept social media and sporting circles, but elsewhere, a political fire had been triggered. The renaming was seen as an assault on the legacy of former Indian Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, late husband of current Congress President Sonia Gandhi, with the Congress accusing Modi of petty vendetta.
Modi ji should not have used his myopic political motives. Rajiv Gandhi ji is not known for any puraskars. Rajiv Gandhi ji is known for his sacrifice.
आप उनके नाम से कोई और अन्य पुरस्कार दे दो, स्पेशलाइजेशन के पुरस्कार देने चाहिए थे, चलते थे। हम क्या सोच के कर रहे हैं कि हर जगह राजनीति कर रही है और रिवेंजफुल एक्शन लगती है, अच्छा नहीं लगता, छोटे हो जाते हैं हम।
जिस तरीके की अचीवमेंट ओलंपिक्स में की है भारतीय हॉकी टीम ने, महिला हो या चाहे पुरुष हो, इसके बाद अगर ये खेल रत्न अवार्ड को मेजर ध्यानचंद के नाम किया गया तो इससे पूरा देश इसका समर्थन करेगा, पूरा देश इससे खुश होगा और मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि आगे जाके उनको भारत रत्न भी मिलेगा।
Furious opposition leaders asked why sports stadiums were named after political leaders like Narendra Modi Stadium in Gujarat instead of being named after sports personalities. What went unsaid amidst the fire and brimstone was that Modi had clearly taken the initiative against a naming culture that has been part of India's government instinct for decades. But while the Congress has decided to invoke anger at the move, sports personalities have welcomed the honour for a true legend. Will Prime Minister Modi's decision to rename the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna trigger a wave of renamings across the country, where schemes, establishments, institutions and awards are stripped of their political titles and given names of achievers from their respective fields? Or is this just a big salvo in another big political crossfire? Bureau Report, India Today. But why has Major Dhyan Chand been chosen as the name of the Khel Ratna, the hockey legend whose stories have been told across generations? It's your duty to know who this great icon is. The wizard of hockey led India to dominance in the sport, with the iconic highlight being the astounding win over Germany in the 1936 Olympics. Take a look at why India will now have the Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna.
Major Dhyan Chand, a hockey wizard that mesmerized the world with his amazing skills. Such was Dhyan Chand's mastery of the game, and so dazzling was his ball control that authorities across the world broke his hockey stick to check if there was a magnet inside. Born on August 29, in 1905 in Allahabad to Shraddha Singh and Sameshwar Singh, a soldier in the British Indian Army, Dhyan Chand was drawn towards hockey at a very young age. Like his father, he too joined the army and started playing for the forces in 1922. He was selected for the Indian Army team for the tour of New Zealand in 1926 and was promoted to the rank of Lance Naik for his splendid performance. And after that began the era of Dhyan Chand's dominance in world. He led the Indian team to an Olympic gold in Amsterdam in 1928. 4 years later, in the Los Angeles Olympics, Dhyan Chand's India crushed all of their opponents to claim Olympic glory. Then, in 1936, in the Berlin Olympics, India clashed with Germany and smashed 8 goals past them. It is believed that Hitler was so upset that he left the stadium even before the match was over and later offered Dhyan Chand a position in the German army, which the hockey player refused. India celebrates National Sports Day on birth anniversary of the legend, but fans always believed that he should have been honoured with Bharat Ratna. Modi government's decision to rename Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award to Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award is a fitting move, as this pays a fitting tribute to the greatest hockey player, and it honours the legacy of a legend. And it is justified that India's biggest sporting honour is named after a sporting icon. It also nixes the Netagiri culture and respects the ever-growing chorus to confer Dhyan Chand with Bharat Ratna. Bureau Report, India Today.
So let's just show you what, is very much part of Indian culture, which is that over the decades, there have been so many things by multiple governments that have come and gone, that have named so many institutions after the Gandhis or after politicians. The Nehru-Gandhi legacy, since they've been in power for the longest time, just giving you a glimpse of it, the naming legacy. 60 central schemes and institutions, 52 state government schemes, 28 sports tournaments and trophies, 19 stadiums, 5 airports and ports, 98 universities and educational institutions, 51 awards, 15 national parks and museums, 39 hospitals and medical institutions, 74 roads, buildings and places. The source of this information is the Deccan Herald newspaper, which had done a piece regarding this some time ago. But these are the statistics of the Nehru-Gandhi naming legacy, very much part of our political culture. And the story has obviously become political now, with the Congress saying that this reeks of petty vindictiveness by the Modi government by choosing to drop Rajiv Gandhi's name from India's highest sporting honour and replace it with Major Dhyan Chand's name. Rohan Gupta, spokesperson of the Congress party, is with me. Neeti Jain, spokesperson of the BJP. Let's begin, Rohan, with you first. Your reactions to this, because I am sure that nobody can have a problem with Major Dhyan Chand's name being, used for this particular award. I know the Congress will not have a problem with that. But the fact that Rajiv Gandhi's name has been removed and replaced with Major Dhyan Chand is something that has obviously touched a raw nerve. We saw a very angry reaction from many Congress leaders, including Randeep Surjewala and others. What is the Congress's formal position on this, Rohan?
Shiv, as you have rightly told, that Major Dhyan Chand is our iconic sports person, and there cannot be any question on the Khel Ratna award being named after his name. The issue is different here, right? There is already an award in name of Major Dhyan Chand Uchtam Khel Award from 2002. If the intention of this government has been pure and to ensure that all the schemes or all the major awards in the sports are named after the sportsmen, then why not to name Namo Stadium or Arun Jaitley Stadium on the same day in the name of the iconic sportsman? We would have been more than happy. So, Sri Varun, we are absolutely not questioning renaming the award in name of Major Dhyan Chand. The issue is the petty, the myopic politics of this government, where there are double standards.
Okay.
As a policy, you are deciding that any sporting event or award should be in the name of the sports person, there is absolutely no issue. And if they have done the renaming of Namo Stadium and Arun Jaitley Stadium on the same day, the whole country would have welcomed it with whole heart. We know that who is heading BCCI. We know all the sports scene, the post which is owned by BJP leaders.
But Rohan, nowhere...
One more thing.
Yes.
One more thing, small thing. They have reduced the sports budget in this year by 230 crores.
I'll come to that.
Symbolism.
Let's just take one issue at a time, Rohan, with your permission. One issue at a time so we can discuss everything threadbare. We have enough time. Before I come to Neeti, I just want to say that the Prime Minister did not say this was a policy decision. He said that this was in response to lakhs of requests that he's been getting from the public. And this is actually true. If you look on social media itself, you can see requests have been made from as far back as 2015 as far as Major Dhyan Chand is concerned. Now, I'll come back to you, Rohan. Neeti, respond to the Congress's contention that this reeks of myopia, double standards and vindictiveness. The Congress says if you really wanted to honor the name of Major Dhyan Chand, it could have been done without, literally scrapping Rajiv Gandhi's name from a well-known national award.
So I think Congress has been reduced to such pettiness inside of the parliament and outside of it. They have issues with everything that the entire nation is happy about. So about the decision that has been taken today, apart from the Gandhi family and their darbaris, I think everybody is appreciating the step that has been taken. This has been done simply because the kind of achievements we have seen this year in the Olympics by our men's team and the women's team, and this was an appropriate time to be doing so. Like you yourself said, this is the highest honor and it was befitting for a sports person to be recognized, and that gives a lot of motivation to the other sportsmen as well. When you talk about sports, there was a 2011 story that an Indian skipper, a hockey team skipper, had said they don't have shoes to wear. And there is a difference from when we see our teams today. There is a preparedness, there is a government's intention to be drawing the sports into doing better. And that is what the Modi government has done. When you talk about the Modi Stadium, sir, Modi Stadium is not a government organization. It is a private institution that has been built by the BCCI. So that is completely out of the purview. And if we are talking about changing names,
if it's about intention, then we should talk about everything.
That the Gandhi family has, the institutions, the schemes and everything. Let's start by changing those. If that is
let me. Okay. No, Rohan took a lot of different examples from the Arun Jaitley, stand and stadium to the Narendra Modi stadium within the Motera sports complex. I just have one contention, Rohan. See, first of all, the Prime Minister has not said anywhere that this is some kind of policy decision and that everything is going to be changed. And the point is, he's made that announcement today on the back of India's victory in the men's hockey, the women's amazing performance in their tournament as well at the Olympics. And it may have been just seen as a nice tribute on a day when our hockey heroes should be honored. What better time to do it? So there is also a sense, perhaps in the public, which you may want to answer, Rohan. Why is the Congress feeling sore about it?
Absolutely not, Shiv. We have welcomed it wholeheartedly. That's what I'm saying. Absolutely no question. We welcome this decision. My point is little different. If your intention is to reward or to honor the sportsman, why not to do it and set the example? Okay, this is not a myopic step. This
Maybe
is a
they will.
view where the government is setting up the standards. Number one. Number two. 230 crore budgets reduced. She's talking about a player not having the shoes. Why you have reduced 230 crore budget? And last important thing.
Let's finish debating the naming issue first.
Let me complete.
Rohan, let's finish. The last question will be about the debate, about the budget. Let's finish the naming issue first. Complete your point on the naming issue.
Yeah. So my point here is very, very clear. If the intention of this government is purely to reward our players, they should have set example by renaming Namo Stadium. They should have set example by renaming Arun Jaitley Stadium on the same day. There is absolutely no question by Congress Party. We are wholeheartedly welcoming this decision.
That sounds like
the intention of this government is absolutely not clear. An important thing. We know what is happening in Parliament. We know why the government is been questioned in Pegasus, and this is again I see that diversity.
But Rohan, once again,
which will not be
Rohan,
successful.
once again, we come to the point where the government has not said that this is what our policy is going to be. They've probably
It
just
should have been
used
like that.
the hockey performance in Tokyo
should have been
as
like
a
that.
timely, as a good time to do this. Your point about there being another major Dhyan Chand award is well taken. And the point about this being about vendetta is something that the BJP will need to clarify. But my question to Neeti now is, that is ultimately that is going to be a legitimate question because it has opened a can of worms, Neeti. We have graphics on our screen right now about the Nehru-Gandhi legacy and how many things are named after the Nehru-Gandhis. 60 central schemes and institutions, Neeti and Rohan, 52 state government schemes, roads, universities, 28 sports tournaments and trophies, awards across the country, 19 stadiums, all named after the Nehru Gandhis. My question to you, Neeti, is that the public will also be asking, apart from the legitimate question that Rohan asks about whether this is going to be a policy, is this the beginnings of something that's going to lead to mass renaming across the country? Neeti.
I won't comment on that, Shiv, because the Prime Minister himself has taken a lead in not naming anything personally on his name. As far as we've seen, the previous Prime Ministers, they gave themselves Bharat Ratna also. But the Prime Minister has taken a lead in not naming any of the institutions or schemes or anything on his name himself. So going forward, I think this is a good step in not politicizing everything and not building a legacy on simply just institutions, but also on the work that has been done. And that is a step that the Prime Minister has already taken. I'm not going to say if everything is going to be changed. I don't think that is the intention at all. And if you're talking about the legacy, Mr. Gupta, there are 600, roughly 600 institutions and schemes that are still carrying your legacy. Us pe khush rahiye na. Why do you always have to come and dampen the spirits of the sportsmen, of the nation, wherever a good step has been taken, except for the Gandhi family, nobody has an issue with that.
Why Namo Stadium then, Neeti? Simple question. You are talking about different things. Why Mr. Modi allowed
the government
the
hasn't
name
done
to
it.
be Namo
Modi
Stadium?
hasn't done
So
it
what is
himself.
BCCI?
And
What is BCCI?
you are questioning
So you are
about
trying
one
to tell
stadium,
me,
you're not
no,
answering
it is not about one stadium. It is about the intention.
Institutions that are
It is
named
about
after
the
the
intention.
people in your family.
It is about the
Neeti, let him
intention.
finish. I'll come back to you.
It is about the intention. See, the point is very, very clear. She is giving example of sports things. She is saying that Mr. Modi doesn't want anything to be named after him. Then he should have denied that. She says that, okay, BCCI has done it. If Mr. Modi is so clear on these principles, he should have denied naming any big stadium. And he has replaced.
Rohan,
he
I
has
take your
replaced
point.
the name
I take your point. No, I see.
Name of Sardar Patel was replaced by Mr. Modi.
I take your point, and I will.
That is your pettiness and vindictiveness, sir. Let me tell you that.
You have now from name change. You are from game changer. You have remained only name changer.
Look. Let me say a couple of things. Let me say a couple of things. Neeti is right when she says that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has not asked for his name to be on any stadium. But, there are technicalities in this argument about the BCCI, etc., which the public will not buy. Because, frankly, and both Neeti and Rohan, both of you know one thing, that naming things after politicians has been part of our political culture for too long. But, Rohan, because the Congress has been in power for so long, that onus is actually on you. The onus is on you. The fact is, there are so many things named after the Gandhis and Nehrus that there is a sensitivity attached to Rajiv Gandhi's name being removed from this honor. And that is the reason for the Congress reacting in this way.
No, Shiv. Absolutely not. See, this is the government.
Because if you're removing a politician's name and putting Dhyan Chand's name, shouldn't it be welcomed by everyone?
Absolutely, it is welcome.
Motives should not be ascribed.
That's what I'm saying. No, Shiv. If you see our statement officially or what I said,
just a good step and move on. Why are all your netas coming out and creating a
I'll give you time.
Don't speak in between, Neeti. Please don't speak in between. So, Shiv, I am again saying we are wholeheartedly welcoming this decision. And as I told in the beginning, if the intention of this government is fair, they should make it a policy, and on the same day, they should have renamed Namo Stadium, they should have renamed Arun Jaitley Stadium, so that the intention of this government is not questioned. Otherwise, we are again wholeheartedly welcoming this step, and if this government wants to move in this direction, they should set example by changing their own names. I think then there will not be any doubt or question on the intention of this government.
Give you the last
And
word
the last
because I
important
began with Rohan. I'll give you the last word since we're out of time. But I can tell you, and I'm not speaking as a journalist, I can speak on behalf of citizens also. The fact that this Khel Ratna has been, and nobody is looking at it as a Congress Prime Minister. Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India. He was not the Prime Minister of the Congress. That a politician's name has been removed and replaced with the name of a hockey legend is welcome to everyone. And let me be very frank with you. The public is hoping that this begins a trend, that people who are excelling in their fields, things are named after them instead of politicians. It's something that the public would very much want as part of our political culture, because we have too many things named after our politicians. Is there some kind of promise you can give us, Neeti, that this will be the beginning of a change in that culture?
सच्चाई को प्रमाण की आवश्यकता नहीं होती शिव. Like I already said that the Prime Minister has already started doing what is not naming anything on his own name or anything. So I think that is something that has already been started. I would just like to end with, if the Congress is supporting the decision, they should just support it instead of going. But the entire ruckus that you're creating just makes you very petty and very vindictive.
You are trying to divert the topic, but the whole India knows
a sportsperson
that you are totally caught on Pegasus, you are totally caught on price rise, you are totally caught on farmers.
Okay, I'm out of time.
So it is your compulsion to divert the topic.
I'm out of time. Neeti and Rohan, pleasure always. Thank you for being with me. I know it's a sensitive topic. And we live in a time when these things will always trigger a big political crossfire. But I wanted to get that view on the record because this is also a very emotive issue, the highest sporting award of the country. But let's not forget that these people, the people you've just seen in Tokyo, the men's hockey team and the women's hockey team, are the true heroes of the moment. These are our Khel Ratnas beyond any doubt. And going into the future, they will be India's first Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratnas. What could be more appropriate and what could be more glorious and appropriate for India's national hockey teams to be perhaps the first recipients of the Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna. Well, the Indian women's hockey team battled hard today but couldn't quite go the distance against the Rio Olympics champions Great Britain. And while they lost out on a medal, this is only the beginning for Indian women's hockey, not the end. Here's what happened in that bronze medal match earlier today that has led to so much heartbreak but so much pride.
There was heartbreak for the Indian women's hockey team after they missed out on an Olympic medal. Rani Rampal's side went down fighting 3-4 against Rio 2016 champions Great Britain in the bronze medal match. The Indian Eves lost the game, but not before pulling off an incredible fight back. This was the same team. They had lost 1-4-2 in the group stages. Despite trailing 0-2 in the second quarter, the Indians women team never gave up. In fact, the comeback was one for the ages. From 0-2 down, India scored 3 goals in a matter of 5 minutes to take the lead at the end of the second quarter. However, Great Britain mounted attacks one after the other in the third quarter and eventually levelled the game. And then a flurry of penalty corners in the quarter-final resulted in Great Britain's 4th goal. With India now behind, they tried to take the game to the opposition. But Great Britain's ball holding was superb as they went on to clinch the bronze medal. The disappointment was visible as Indian players broke down after the final whistle. They were distraught after a campaign that swayed from heavy losses in the first 3 matches to beating 3-time Olympic champions Australia in the quarterfinals.
लोग काफी disappointed है because हम लोग बहुत close थे medal के, but I am proud of the team कि हम सबने बहुत अच्छी fight की और हम लोग 2-0 से down थे, but 2-2 बराबर करना and 3-2 की lead हमने ली थी, but I think आज हमारा दिन नहीं था शायद, but I am super proud of the team.
They came close against Argentina in the semi-finals, and the fight they showed against Great Britain only highlights how far they have come in the tournament. They have exceeded all expectations, and the entire country is filled with pride after their exceptional show. They have been so good that Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar was quick to announce a cash reward for the women players from his state.
तो मैं समझता हूँ इस बेहतर प्रदर्शन के इस खेलने के कारण से मैं आज हरियाणा की सभी जो 9 खिलाड़ी हैं इनको भले ही ये चौथे स्थान पर आए हैं, लेकिन हरियाणा सरकार की ओर से इनको सबको 50-50 लाख रुपए का और एक इनाम देने की मैं घोषणा करता हूँ.
From being the wooden spoon holders at Rio 2016 to almost edging former champions out for a medal, this is one of the greatest comeback stories in the history of Indian sports. These women are heroes. Heroes that deserve a welcome that befits their amazing campaign. While this is a start, hopefully Indian women's hockey will reach new heights in the years to come. Sports Bureau, India Today.
It was heartbreak for India as the women's hockey team lost to Great Britain in that bronze medal clash. The family members of the players broke down, as you can only imagine they would, as the team ended its historic Olympic campaign. But while the 16 Supergirls failed to win a medal, they've won 1 billion hearts. Take a look at their proud families.
Tears, heartbreak, as Indian women's hockey team ended its Olympic campaign, failing to add another bronze to India's tally. But not without putting up a brave fight. Back home, family members of the players were rooting for their girls as they took the field. It was an emotional roller coaster for them. While some were seen praying for the team's success, others remained glued to their screens, hoping for the historic medal, with wild cheers in between as the girls scored goals. But luck wasn't on India's side. And as the closely fought match went Great Britain's way, the cheers turned to tears.
सवेरे 4 बजे उठती थी, 5 बजे ग्राउंड में जाती थी, कभी 9 बजे आती थी, कभी 10 बजे आती थी, शाम को फिर जाती.
But the defeat couldn't dent the pride.
लड़कियों ने बहुत अच्छा प्रदर्शन किया. हम इसको हार में नहीं मान रहे अपनी लड़की की टीम को. ये भी जीत है. रानी की स्वागत की तैयारियां वैसे ही होंगी जैसे पहले थी. अब भी खुशी से स्वागत होगा.
And there's always a next time.
कोई गल नहीं है, दिल घबराने की कोई लोड़ नहीं. बेटी नूं असीं हौसला देने, कोई गल नहीं, फिर मौका आ जाएगा. गुरु रामदास मौका लियाउण वाला.
While Team India failed to win a medal, the 16 Supergirls have certainly made the nation proud, winning 1 billion hearts with their spectacular performance. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was all praised for the players, saying that the success of the women's hockey team will inspire more daughters to take up hockey and excel in it. From ending with a wooden spoon in Rio Olympics to finishing 4th in Tokyo, the Indian women's team has indeed come a long way. A grateful nation says, well done, heroes. Bureau Report, India Today.
Rani Rampal and company have scripted history in Tokyo. They became the first Indian hockey team to reach the semis, even knocking out the mighty Aussies. Never forget that. This performance is a new chapter in the history of Indian hockey. Take a look.
From a wooden spoon in Rio to scaling glory in Tokyo and finishing 4th, Captain Rani Rampal and her superwomen have brought a new dawn in the realm of Indian hockey. The Indian Eves came in as one of the lowest ranked team at the Olympics, but exceeding expectations, stormed into the semi-finals. Their journey at the Olympics in many ways is a reflection of their real lives, filled with hardships, hurdles and challenges, but triumph in the end. Rani and company were given a big thrashing by the Netherlands in their opening encounter and were below par against Germany as well, losing 2-0. The story against Great Britain was no different, as the Indian women team missed a lot of opportunities with their 3rd consecutive defeat. The dream of qualifying for the knockout was only fading, but the game against Ireland gave everyone a glimmer of hope as India registered their first win of the tournament. Up next was South Africa, and India needed 3 points to remain in contention, and they just did that. Then came the match of their life against mighty Australians, and against all odds, Rani and company knocked out 3-time world champions. India's wall goalkeeper Savita Punia showed her class in the match and thwarted all the 9 attempts on the goal by the Aussies. India faced a stiff challenge from Argentina in the semis and came short. But such has been their journey that the entire nation was glued to their semi-finals. Rather than the Indian cricket match, which was underway simultaneously, this in itself is a big feat considering that we are a cricket-crazy nation. Through sheer grit and determination, these super women have made the entire nation proud. They might have fallen short of the podium in Tokyo, but they've surely turned a new chapter in the history of Indian women hockey. Bureau Report, India Today.
And don't forget the Indian men's hockey team that yesterday scripted history in Tokyo. Away from the spotlight, these unsung heroes, all from small towns and villages, toiled for their glory. This bronze is no less than a gold.
India's Super 16, with determination, dedication and sheer grit, they scripted an unparalleled success story.
जीत गए जैसे हिस्ट्री लिखी गई 40 साल बाद इन्होंने पालगढ़ तो बाद ओलंपियन पहली जित लिया अपनी ब्रॉन्ज मेडल जित लिया बहुत खुशी वाली गल है बहुत ज़्यादा खुशी वाली गल
Humbling much more powerful teams on their journey, they struggled for sponsors. They never saw the limelight, never landed high payment endorsement deals. Many of their names heard for the first time by so many today.
बस भगवान सही बनाते लिखे लोग के मेडल मिल जाए जीत जाए लोगन जीत जाए बहुत खुशी है कोई अंत है खुशी का ना हम लोग बखान कर सकते
Away from the spotlight, these unsung heroes toiled for glory.
मैच च भी सोहने खेले सी पर थोड़ा जिहा किस्मत ने साथ नहीं सी दिता आज मैं बहुत खुश है साडे बच्चे बहुत
24 karat courage, 24 karat metal.
बड़ी खुशी है जी सभी देशवासियों को मैं बधाई देना चाहती हूँ भाई सुरेंद्र कुमार मेडल जीत कर आए और बड़ा धूमधाम से स्वागत होएगा जिसका सभी कुरुक्षेत्र वालों को मैं बधाई देना चाहती हूँ
They may have missed the gold, but this bronze, make no mistake, is nothing less than the big one.
ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਮੈਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੇ ਜਿੱਤ ਲਿਆ ਇਹ 골ਡ ਮੈਡਲ ਸਮਝਦੇ ਹੋ ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ 골ਡ ਮੈਡਲ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਝਦੇ ਹਾਂ
ਇਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਬ੍ਰੌਂਜ਼ ਮੈਡਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ 골ਡ ਮੈਡਲ ਹੈਗਾ ਇਹਨੇ 40 45 ਸਾਲ ਬਾਅਦ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਟੀਮ ਨੇ ਨੂੰ ਬ੍ਰੌਂਜ਼ ਮੈਡਲ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਹੈਗਾ
India today salutes the gold standard of Indian hockey.
We'll be keeping a lookout on those heroes. All the best interviews are always first here on India Today.